range of products to make
Just
your
start,
garden
Dale.
match your new home. Rock,
So
sand,
start of the second
soil,
quarter
starting
here
line,
at Myers Reserve. Ball is taken out of the middle by Miles. He goes sideways, finds Harding. So again, Bannockburn now an opportunity to go into their forward line. Goes out wide looking for Jarks. Good spoil by Urquhart. Ball runs towards the boundary line. And I think it's gone over. I just can't quite see there.
Yes, that's over.
Over the boundary
in the
line.
car park.
Yep. So we're going to have a throw in on the half forward line for the Bannockburn side.
A little bit of a wrestle on the side.
Willie Middleton's going to get a free kick out of this.
There he is.
Yep, Middleton.
That's a couple now.
He just swiped left, swiped right, and brought Muir down with him. And
so short kick there by Middleton. Goes towards Fulton on a lead. Can't take the mark. Through his hands, picked up at the back there, goes to Gray. Gray goes to Muir. Muir out wide to Sulix. Bounces in front. He lets it go. Picks the ball up now. Now he's under a little bit of pressure as the ball goes over the boundary line. And it's going to be thrown in. And half-time down at Cardinia Park, it looks like Cats are 6-7 to North Melbourne 2-6. I think it's half-time.
Yep, Danger with 2 goals too already. Ablett with 17 disposals. And as we've discussed during the break, you've got Miles and Fantella under the ball right now.
So ball thrown back in by the umpire, tapped down. Now there's a free kick being given. There's a holding decision. It's picked up there, and Cole decides to go. Goes quickly into the forward line. A lot of blokes want to stand underneath Fulton. I'm not too sure why, because he charges at the ball. But that shows a bit of courage. He's down. He's a bit slow getting up this time. And the umpire will come in, take possession of the ball.
Well, I think Reece Holwell found that out.
I was just thinking that. Reece is probably gutsy enough to stand
crook
there.
ever since, though. Sometimes you've got to use brains instead of courage, I think.
So ball thrown up quickly again by the umpire. It's tapped down. Picked up Miles. Gets in there. No, it was not. Got in out of trouble. Kicked the ball back towards the goal square. It bounces. Picked up McIntosh. He's went to ground. Got the handball away to Jark. Screws the ball across the face of goal. And too far and through for a minor score. So Bannockburn now to 3-4. And we have Bellpost Hill on 3-3. Common Avena Hotel second quarter scoreboard. And only 2 minutes gone.
That's what I mean with Jarks. He's like an enigma. If he gets that ball in the next 2 minutes in exactly the same spot, he'll put it through the goals, right through the middle. You just don't know what he's going to do you? So
Lyman now doing the kicking in, and Bellpost still playing a big congestion at centre half back. They all disperse, come clubroom side. Mark is out there. That's Barton who decides to spoil the ball. It runs back towards the boundary line. Jarks leads in the race for the ball. Got the handball away. Tackled by Holzfiend. And it runs over the boundary lines. There's going to be a ball to be thrown back into the field of play. So umpire now has the ball. Just looking to put it back in. Field of play. Miller and also Barton do the ruck work. Goes towards Tyquin. Picks the ball up. Gets out of trouble. Got the handball away over the top. But again back towards the boundary line. And it's going to be thrown back into the field of play. This time only about 10 metres around from the behind post. Thrown back in, umpire now. Miller does the ruck work, front of the contest, picked up by Notto, attacked it at pace.
He might have got high.
A little bit high possibly, but the umpire's allowed things to go. Holzfiend over the top of it, lets the ball come out through his legs, did it nicely, picked up by Barton, goes back towards the centre wing, ball bounces in front, was Harding, he trapped it, now he puts the ball out in front of himself. Wells trying to push it back underneath. How will the umpire see it? He's on the far side of the ground.
Give it a mate.
Says it's okay. Downwell played that pretty smartly then. Just pushed it back underneath BJ, and the ball goes back to the umpire. Half forward line on the point of the centre square it is. This time Bannockburn still in there attacking into the ground. Horan taps the ball down. Didn't take clean possession, but Holzfiend picks the ball up, kicks the ball back towards true centre wing. Kelly comes across, had the ball, it come out of his hand, picked up there by Barlow, went to Fantella, kicks into the forward line, goes towards Tar. He's out in front, doesn't take the mark. Bowden's got him.
He's got hold of the ball, that's what he's got.
He's done that pretty nicely. He actually, half a spin early would have been right, but the extra half a spin has found him in trouble. And Luke Bowden is the recipient of the free kick.
Good umpire.
So Luke Bowden now goes to the far side of the ground. That kick wasn't good. He's going to turn the ball over. It goes to Sulik, so he's going to put it straight back into the forward line. Costello out in front. Mark didn't take clean possession of it. Jervis is there, tries to feed the ball out through some legs. Again, the numbers are with Bannockburn, picked up by Bowden. He's tackled. Good tackle there by Costello. And the umpire is going to come in and take possession of the ball. So as we tick towards 5 minutes in this second quarter, Bannockburn 3-4, Bellpost Hill 3-3.
Just around from the Bannockburn goal. Might be Belpo still, who cares? Up it goes. Can't get the tap out. In comes Fantella, puts it on the left boot. I tell you what, the umpire looks straight above his head and says, that's a goal, a beautiful goal. Was it Fantella? Me binoculars.
Yeah, it was. You're on the money there.
It's done the thing on me binoculars, but that's a magnificent goal. Belpost Hill now 4-3-27. They lead Bannockburn 3-4-22, and it's not the Buckleys anymore, Smitty. It's the De Grande Cycles.
Common Nafeen.
Common Nafeen. I knew it was one of the two. So if you're doing nothing today, pop in the Common Nafeen and have a beer with the young Whitley, I reckon. Alex, what do you reckon?
Yeah, most players on the field are able to do that except for this guy in the ruck, Lockie Horan. We've got to wait one more week, then he turns 18 and he can have his first cordial then. So he'll be in the ruck against Benny Cole. Obviously, Josh unavailable today. And Fulton still parking himself in that forward line next to Bo McNamara. At the crumb, we'll have Lentini on Tyquin.
Oh, that's if we ever get the ball back.
It's coming back now.
Holsfeen.
Have a look at the boundary on the
Howie.
other side. He's a tiny little fella. Get on, you young fella.
Got arms and legs, you're good enough.
Back in the middle. Umpire's got the ball, finally. And he walks. He's going to throw it up. As Alex said, Cole in the ruck against Horan. Up they go. Horan gets the tap out. It goes back the other way. Picked up by Sulik. Sulik gets a nice little handball over to Barton. Barton, it's a funny old kick. It goes out towards the boundary line. No one can pick it. So they can pick it up. Muir it was. Over they go. Bannockburn trying to get the ball. It could be a free kick here for a trip, I think. And I reckon it is. And that'll go to Lentini, I think it is. Yeah, Lentini. Nice little kick back. He's looking over there at Lima. Lima now. I've lost him. Puts it up towards the centre half forward position, but it's a beautiful chip in there. That's Jacques. Jacques now looks further forward. He sees the lead. He puts it up. Up it goes. McNamara probably takes the mark in the finish after 3 bites, and McNamara will clear for the Panthers side. Puts it out towards the half forward, half back flank for them. And Muir again, I think it is out there. Muir now looks further forward. Little right foot pass. Goes over to Lentini again. Getting in the thick of things now, Lentini. Had a quiet first quarter. Puts it up towards the centre position. Up they go. No one can take the mark. It goes over the top. Holsfeen with a bit of pace. Can't pick it up. Taps it on. Gets it back again. Now it goes to Barton. He puts it up in towards the forward line. Oh, almost the mark to Costello, was it? He's gone onto the left boot now. Oh, he was on the right boot. Puts it out towards Holsfeen. Holsfeen probably too far out. Ducks his head. Cops one high, but you can't do that when you duck it. Big Tari. Bursts his way through the pack and drops the football on the way through, and the free kick will go to Bannockburn.
So it's Hoey that'll take the kick off half back. Tari standing the mark. And Blake Miller just gets the ball back to him now. Jervis presents himself on the flank. Thought he was going to ignore that option, but he's gone for him, and Jervis got another.
Well, that's bad football.
Few marks there. He's going to look up ahead right in front of His Royal Highness, but instead the ball is out on the full, and then cops Benny Colrott in the gob. So Matthew James, one of Belpost Hill's best players last week, will take the kick. He's got Jake Barlow in front of him. He's going to kick ahead of him. He's got Carlin under it, but he's also got 4 Bannockburn players, including, is that BJ? He gets the handball back towards Jervis. Jervis kicks it to Fulton, but there's a few Belpost Hill players, including Jake Barlow. So he's got the chest mark, 65 out, kicks across. He's gone to Sulix. Centre of the ground.
Taking the long, slow way in.
Now he's going backwards again. Welve was under it, but it's back to Barlow. So Barlow's about 52 out.
That's too far for him.
He's going to look. There's a dummy lead by Costello there. Barlow's just backtracking. Well, he might even take the shot. Remember, we said Rusty couldn't do it from that spot in round 5.
I think Jakey kicks a lot of these balls from out this far very high. If he keeps it a bit lower, he's a chance.
He'd have Lentini in the pocket if he spots him. But he doesn't. He's gone for Ettridge for, almost a good mark there by, looked like Costello, but it's swept up by the Bannockburn defenders now. They're going to handball backwards to the moisturiser, Nathan Kelly. He puts it on his right. They're not quite out of trouble yet, but they're about 60 out of Belpost Hill's goal. Another long kick. It's gone towards Middleton. If he can get this kick off the wing, they're now halfway down the ground, and now they're in Bannockburn's forward half.
Well done, Fulton.
Fulton gets it away from McNamara. Barton's got it now. Handball. Now we're back to the halfway mark
I
again.
think it might have gone
Umpire's
out.
called it, and we'll have a throw in here in this common defeat second quarter.
Far wing here at Myers Reserve from where we sit.
You had a beer in the common defence, Smithy?
Yeah, one. Don't go that way very often.
Yeah.
Every day, mate. It's a sponsor.
Oh, sorry, every day. After I leave the Western, yeah.
Yeah.
Over the top.
I knew he was going.
Comes out to Page, and he looks to put the ball into the forward line. Good kick, and a good mark taken out there by Etridge. Oh, the umpire says play on. Must have been a good half volley mark then. It's going. The handball comes out to Barlow. Opens up the angle. Now steadies himself, heads back towards goal, and Jakey Barlow puts it straight through the middle. So Barlow now has his first goal for Bellpost Hill. And that moves them on to 5-3. I don't think got me on the list, Jakey Barlow. Don't know what I've done there. And Bannockburn are on 3-4. We've gone just over 11 minutes, second quarter. Common Fiend Hotel, second quarter scoreboard.
Well, I don't like to say it 'cause he's a good kid, but I thought he was down last week, Jakey Barlow. I thought it was one of the worst games I've seen him play, but he's covering a lot of distance today. He's getting the ball off the ground in the air, and now he's put himself on the scoreboard, and it was a really good goal. And I think what they've got to do when blokes like him run into the goal square, and you've got to have a bloke on him. And I just got a text from Mitch. Obviously, Thompson had kicked about 6 goals.
Well,
He reckons the game's over.
I just saw 7-2-44 Thompson leading Werribee 2-3-15. So they kicked the last 5 goals. They must be kicking downhill.
Oh, they got the wind.
So back in the middle of the ground we go on as Merrick gets the ball down. It's picked up there. Fantello, I don't think it was a correct handball, but he's got it out to Page. Page got the handball away to Wells. It was a drop kick, I think, into the forward line. Coming through now is Kelly. And Barlow joined in, but it's Kelly who's been able to win possession of the ball. Picks it up, got the handball away, went to Miles. Got himself in and out of trouble. Looked for his best option. Now he sees one. He goes towards Jarks. Over the top, the ball will run. Out the back, it's Urquhart's there. He's going to be the first to arrive, but he doesn't pick the ball up, will he? Just tries to keep it in possession. It flips out the back, not had it. Goes towards Middleton. He's tackled, brought to the ground. Miller's tackled without the ball. Barton tries to barge his way through, and players jump on top of Barton, and there's going to be a ball up taking place on the half-forward line. And ball just inside forward 50, as we said. Miller and Barton doing some ruck work. I reckon as kids they would have done this against North Geelong and Bellpost Hill. The ball is tapped down, picked up by Sulix. He's tackled, he's brought to ground. Umpire says no prior opportunity there and has to ball it up. Good call again. So another ball up to take place inside forward 50. Umpire now puts the ball in the air, comes down, heads out towards Sulix. He just threw it out the back. The umpire's on the right side to see that. So free kick is going to go to Bannockburn. Matty Tyquin very quickly in there to take possession of the ball. He's in range. He's one player that can kick the distance. He decides to go low and flat towards the pocket and towards Miles.
Gee.
Kick wasn't good.
I think the forward could have made it better.
Yeah, picked up there, Rolo, got the handball out. The umpire says that was throwing the wall or incorrect disposal.
And could have been in the back too, you know.
Dan Gray is going to be the recipient of the free kick. He's got the Muir this side of the ground. He's going to come across the ground. Gee, that was a bit slow through the air, but Benny Muir has made the ground. As McIntosh was coming on, couldn't get to the ball.
Well, he should have.
And Muir now looks to go short, has Fantella. He's in space, just takes his time now. Weighs up his options, got Muir wide, but he goes wider and a bit straighter. Costello had the ball in his hands, couldn't take it cleanly. Picked up by Kelly, handball at the back to Slot Graff. He goes back into the forward line, goes looking towards Knott. Needs to pick the ball up, and he can't, and the ball runs over the boundary line. So we're going to have a throw in on the half-forward line for the Bannockburn side.
Completely agree. Just before Tyquin's going for goal, the second he sees all that space in front of Jake Miles, he went to him straight away.
He didn't run there quick enough.
Might have been a bit of a calf strain still with Miles. He's been having some problems on that right leg.
So ball thrown back in by the umpire again. James now runs it back towards the boundary line. Can't pick the ball up. Goes back between his legs, so he kicks it off the ground. Goes back towards Knott. Got the handball away to Tyquin. In and out of trouble. Goes to Hoey. To the running player in Jervis. Lines up and goes towards goal. Jarks, one-hander.
See what I mean about this kid? He can do some lovely things.
Very, very talented footballer in the Heathcote League. He moved to Geelong in 2013 when Riccardi was coaching North Shore and put him in the side.
Did he play senior footy with North Shore?
Yeah, and he was very handy in their
And
You
he's
ain't gonna
kicked the
miss
goal,
that.
Brent Jarks. Anyway, so
Yeah.
that tightens things up just a little bit more now as Bannockburn moves to 4-4. They trail Belpost Hill on 5-3. Commonafine Hotel scoreboard. We have gone 15 minutes.
I reckon it was James's fault in a way. You've got to use your brains a little bit. When the ball's at the foot of the pack and there's players going to come on it, you're in relative safety. I know if you dive on it, you get caught, but you're in relative safety. You've got players all around you, and the ball's pretty much going to stay where it is. But when you just decide to kick it off the ground willy-nilly, it's a 50-50 chance. And that time, the 50-50 chance went Bannockburn's way, and they were able to get it back. It might have went to a Belpost Hill player, but it didn't. So you're better off leaving it in there where you've got all your help, because that put Bannockburn with a nice, easy kick in the goal and an absolutely beautiful mark by Sharks and a great goal.
Just a quick one, 15-point lead to North Geelong, 39 lead in Belmont Lions, 3-6-24. Liam Merrich goes for the ruck, but Tyquin's under it as per usual. He turns around, puts it on his right, and we're already in Banno's forward line, just on the arc. But
beautiful.
Tim Barton tried to get it. Benny Muir took the brave mark in the end, and now
he
Connor
let himself
Jervis.
down.
You'd think Jervis would be leading the mark count. If not, this bloke would be close, and Jake Miles. He's in the middle now, and he puts it on his right. And look, Blake Miller. Nice uncontested mark. Good 51 out. Tim Barton and Fantella on the mark. Fantella's now marked Tyquin. Miller's still standing in the centre square. Just on the edge. He's going to go for the goal.
He could kick these in his younger days, I can tell you that.
He sure could. Probably played about a good 50 senior games for North Geelong before he went to North Shore as well. Now finds himself in the yellow and black. Starts the walk-on goal, puts it on his boot. Bo McNamara's under it, and Bo McNamara, well, you'd say that was an uncontested mark.
Uncontested.
Free kick to Fulton here for a Shepherd.
That's why it was uncontested.
Ah, well, there you go.
To be honest, he only just stood there. He didn't put his arms out. A big fella just ran into the back of him.
The thing is, you're allowed to hold your ground. You're not allowed to take your eyes off the footy,
Yeah, well, I
which
don't
I'm
think
not
he did.
sure whether he
No,
did or not.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but you're allowed to hold your ground.
So Fulton on the right, splits the middle with a nice banana. So that's Bannockburn. 5 goals for 34. They now take the lead over Belpost to a 5-3-33. And how far into the Commonafine second quarter are we?
We've gone just over 17 minutes.
Well, it's still pretty even, Stephen. It's it's not a great game of footy, actually, skill-wise, but I think that's because of the pressure that both sides are putting on each other. And I just reckon Bannockburn might have got away with one there because, as I said, you're allowed to hold your ground. As soon as you move and get in front of him or take your eyes off the footy, which he may have done. I didn't quite see all
I don't
of it.
think he did, Grub. So ball back in the middle. This time Merrick goes up. Cole gets it down, and it's Miles who comes from the middle of the ground once again, goes forward, and Fulton, he's up at his highest point, couldn't take the mark. The umpire said he's chopped the arms.
I think he did too.
Don't think McNamara had much choice other than to try on that because he's a long way up when he does it, isn't he?
That's why they've put that into the game. Poor old defenders cop it, but the umpire was right. The rules, I'm not so sure, but that's why they brought it in.
So Fulton has 2 for the afternoon. He can go back here and kick goal number 3. And it'll be the third quarter for Bannock in this quarter. He loads up, he goes low, he goes flat. And he goes
nice. It's gone over the top.
And it is a goal. So Fulton now has his third goal and a 6 for Bannockburn. They move to 6 goals for. They lead Belpost Hill on 5-3. Commonafine Hotel scoreboard now 18.5 minutes.
Look, I shouldn't make too much of a comment on it because I couldn't quite see it, but they paid a free kick to Fulton a minute ago for a block. I just think there might have been a couple of Belpost Hill players getting held there so they couldn't jump in the air. But now that's all well and good. That's football, and Bannockburn are back on top.
When we're back after the half-time break, I will go through the other scores around the grounds. But the Dragoons, Dale, 5-11-41, leading Lara by 3.6238. So
Up they go in the middle now. Cole gets the tap out, but James sharks it beautifully. Gets the handball out. Not a good one. It doesn't favour anybody in particular, but Holzfeen picks it up. Big Horan puts it in towards the full forward position, and Ettridge again. He's led him a merry dance this time, and Ettridge will take the mark. He'll have a shot from... I can't see the 50, but I think he's inside 50 and he's the man on the mark.
Yeah, maybe 35. He's right on 50 now. Grab where he stands.
So he'll kick from about 40, maybe 38, 45-degree angle. He's had a good game so far, Ettridge, and he comes. Puts the ball onto his boot. Oh, it's a beautiful kick. That is a beautiful kick. Right through the middle. The umpire puts up the 2 fingers. And now Belpost Hill, they'll go on to 6-3-39. Bannockburn 6-4-40. There's a point in it here at Myers Reserve, Alex.
Well, 1 point the difference when the siren sounded last time we came here as a broadcast collective. We could have another final 1 point finish. I love the game that Bannockburn does bring to this ground. Obviously, you'd expect them to be a bit more in front given the depth of Bellpost Hill right now, but you guys saw a cracker round 1 2016, and even last year, round 5, we all tipped Bellpost Hill, and the Tigers got over the line by 11 points. So they know how to play this ground. Now we need the new faces like Jake Miles to do something extra special in the next few minutes.
Back in the middle. Cole and Horan go again. They've had a great battle, these two young fellas. Up they go. Horan wins that one. Nobody can pick it up. Yes, they can. It's Holzfeen again. He's starting to come in his own. But all the way over to Bannockburn.
Nathan Kelly.
And Nathan Kelly will take the mark on the half-back flank. Holds the game up a little bit. Puts it out towards the wing position. Almost a chip in there by Muir, I think it was. He gets his hand to it, and the ball rolls over and the boundary line and out of bounds for a throw-in right over the other side of the ground. True centre wing position. That little boundary umpire is going to throw it in. Let's see how he goes. Comes in a few steps. That's a boy. Well done. Over it goes. Oh, it's a good throw in. Up they go now. Cole gets the tap out. Goes to Fantella. Fantella puts it down towards the forward line. Up they go. Ettridge again. Might have got a push. No. And the ball rolls over again. No, he did get a push. I picked that right. Ettridge now. He's got a little short pass. He puts it in towards the goal square. He's looking for Costello. And he's got it. Costello used the body well, used his bum, pushed him out, and took a mark right almost in the goal square. He won't be because they're going to line him up. They're going to put him on a very acute angle. He might kick this one on the left.
He can use his left all right, Grubby,
Well,
as long
that's
as he
what I'm
hits
saying.
the big...
That's what I'm saying.
Gets it in between those two big sticks.
And he comes now, Costello. Not far out, but on a very, very acute angle. He's gone the banana. The umpire hasn't run across it all, but he said it's a point anyway. I don't know how he got that, but he's got a point. I think it was. And Bannockburn now, Bellpost Hill now move on. It scores a level, 6-4-40 apiece.
Costello's still arguing with the central umpire there.
Does he reckon it's a goal, does he?
Yeah.
Well, after last week, you wouldn't know, would you?
So it's 6-4 apiece, we said, and Harding kicks the ball to himself and plays on now. Comes Clubroom's side, goes out wide. He set his team had a task there because Barlow read that nicely.
Yeah, he did.
And he slipped in and taken the mark. So the ball's going to go back very quickly. Kick was poor going back in. Went towards Kelly. He couldn't quite trap it. Tar over the top. He's pushed in the back, and he will win the free kick. So Justin Tar is now the recipient. The stinger in the shoulder.
It just worries me when the umpire doesn't even move and then calls it a point. You just wonder, gee, did he get that right?
It's more the movement thing that worries me, Grub.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
So Justin Tar thinks he can get the distance here. He's in the pocket. He's kicking back. It's going to take a very good kick. He loads up. He actually puts it to the top of the square. Barlow was the target. Comes down to the front. Picked up by Peters. Goes back to Stevenson. And Stevenson just handballs the ball back through for a minor score.
Are they allowed to do that?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think
Gee, no pressure, 10 metres out. Gee.
That's not in our game, is it?
Oh, I thought it was.
No, I hope not.
Well, that could be the winning handball.
So the ball is moved on quickly from Harding. He goes to the pocket and finds Jervis. So now Jervis has the ball, and from that back pocket position, not too sure where he wants to go. So he handballs over the top, goes to Gavin, goes back to Jervis, runs, and over the top he goes once again. He's going to get the third one, and towards centre wing he delivers the ball. Fulton comes up, can't pick the ball up at his bootlaces, and the ball runs back over the boundary line. So they've moved the ball to centre wing, and they've done that pretty cleanly. So as we said, we ticked towards 24 minutes of this second quarter. Bellpost Hill 6-5. And Bannockburn 6-4.
Well, Fulton makes his presence felt, but you reckon he'd be saying, come on, get me on the chest, will you?
Tari coming off the arm held down.
It doesn't look good.
No, so Liam Merritt will be his replacement. And as the ball's on the other side of the broadcast swing, it is Horan who actually got the handball as we continue the theme of the big names. Now it's Connor Jervis that adds to his disposals. He tries to handball it towards the wing. Nathan Kelly is after it, as is Ben Muir. Can he keep it in? He's in front of the Rezzies boys. And he kicks it straight to the chest of Danny Gray. So he's going to work backwards. He's got Tim Barton. No, now he's going to go forward. Now he doesn't know what he's doing, so he'll handball to Shane Lima. Shane will go backwards towards Tim Barton. He'll take an uncontested mark, then go straight down the middle of the centre square. So under it's Matt
Oh,
Tyson,
you got to
but
play the
Jake
man in front,
Barlow
don't you?
tried his hardest to get it. They're in between the centre square and the forward 54 bell post hill. Matt James was standing over it, but the umpire said, "Give it to me, boys."
Just got a message from John Mitchell. Gone the early crow. Game back on. He's an idiot, isn't he?
No, made fascinating listening this morning on hashtag. But
Oh,
this
it's
is
a great
even more
show.
fascinating because Liam Merrick tapped it down. Free kick goes to Lincoln Peters. Bannockburn, best and fairest of recent years. He kicks it towards Michael
Be careful,
Stevenson.
Gozzy.
Steve-O, one of the few players that have played for more clubs than Dale. He handballs it, balls to BJ. He gets it on his right boot. Blake Miller's under it. Tim Barton, very aggressive.
They
but-
take cops one. Mate, you got to make them earn them. That's the way to
Exactly.
do it, son. That's the way to do it.
And Tim Barton looks possessed on the mark. He's ready to go. Blake Miller kicks it over him. It's towards Bannockburn's half-forward line, just outside of the 50. And it's almost a quick kick by Will Urquhart, but we got
He's in trouble, Middleton.
Middleton trying to swipe past his opponent there. We'll have a throw in. Daly or Grubby, I can't see, so you take over.
Righto. ball up, mate. They've brought the ball back in, so it's a ball up. Half-forward line, or just outside the half-forward line. Bannockburn's attacking into the ground. Merrick over the top, taps it back, goes towards Peters. Tries to pick the ball up, got himself out of trouble. Now he needs to use the ball well. Goes along the boundary line. I reckon that might have had a bit too
I'll
much.
tell you what, I reckon it's a 40-20.
I reckon he's just about got it in the right spot there because it stayed in the field of play.
Gone for touch, I think.
So a ball in to take place just outside the forward 50 this time.
They give him an earful too, the Bell Post Hill bench, and he gave one back.
That's unlike Link. So ball thrown into the boundary line and it's taken out of the contest.
There's a
Now
push
there's a
there.
hold or a hold. There's something off the ball here. And the free kick is going to go to Matty Tyquin. So Matty James wants to give the ball back quickly, otherwise he might get a 50 here. So Tyquin now kicks into the forward line, goes towards Fulton. Read the flight nicely, but it gets out the back. Rollo couldn't pick the ball up, taps it through the contest. It's going to run through for a minor score, and that will tie things up again. So both sides, Bannockburn and Bell Post Hill, now on 6-5. And the 27 minutes gone second quarter, so we're a tie at quarter time. It could be a tie at half time, and the ball comes out and it goes to Page. So Page now steadies things down on the half back line. He looks back inside. Kick was short, didn't hit the target, but Lima goes back to Page, back outside again. He now loads up and goes towards centre wing. Barton is going to be the target. Coming through was Cole. Couldn't pick it up. Went to Gavin. Got to Miles. Miles looks up. Got the handball in. It was a good handball to Howie. Howie goes back out to Miles. Had to slow and stop and go back. Puts Link Peters under a bit of pressure because coming
bad
through
handball.
was Sulix. Sulix couldn't pick it up cleanly either. Coming through was Kelly. He was tackled without the ball. And there's going to be a free kick going to Nathan Kelly.
It was a good play by Link Peters, and he kept the ball in there when it was going to get taken out. Good hard work.
So Kelly now is just inside the centre square. His option's going to be Fulton. That's a great kick. That's a great lead.
That's the way you want
And
him.
that's where they want to put him, as Grubby said. And Fulton can go back and level things up with Jaden Ettridge now and become equal goal kickers or top goal kickers with 4 apiece. And a little bit closer than his last kick. So from about 40, kick from 45, directly in front. Fulton will have a chance to break the deadlock at the present time. Steps in. He kicks low.
Not a good one.
No, he didn't make the distance. It was gone through for a point, but that will break the deadlock. So Kieran Fulton has 3-1. 6-6 now. Bannockburn 6-5 Bell Post Hill. Commonfine Hotel second quarter scoreboard. 28.5 minutes gone. Second quarter.
Oh, beautiful mark by Daniel Welv in the one-on-one against, I think that was Slowgraph. Joel Page takes the mark right in front of Bell Post Hill's bench. He's going for another chip kick to the Coombs medalist in Adrian Fantella. The reigning best and fairest finds Nick Costello. He's going to turn around, pop it on his right. Now they're in the forward line. Ettridge is under it. Can he go for goal number 5? He
Oh,
has
he
to get the
pushed him.
ball first. He's going to chase down Ben Cole. Ben Cole gets the handball. Carlin could have intercepted it. Now Ettridge, he's got the forward pressure, gets the tackle. Holzfan couldn't quite pick it up. We're about 30 to 40 out from Bell Post Hill's
No, he's
goals.
paid it, I think. He's paid it holding the ball.
He's holding the ball against Benny Cole
Well, no.
or Dylan Smith.
No, against Dylan Smith. I think he was twisted around almost 360.
720.
Yeah, look, they paid it earlier the other way for a tackle like that, so the umpires have been consistent, and I think that's a good decision. If you're going to pay him all day, I've got no problems with that.
So David Holzfein, first game at the ground since at senior level since round 18, 2016.
The other thing is, I think he had the prior opportunity. He had a chance to get rid
Yeah.
of it.
Yep. So Hopes for the Panthers
Oh,
to
he
go
buggered
2 in
that
a
up.
row major-wise, but couldn't quite do it, just to the left of goal.
He wants to go in at half-time level, Halsey.
Yeah, he may have had a 50 on
We like drama here on 94.7 The Pulse. And at the other game, Belmont Lions 5-7-37, trailing North Geelong 6-3-39. Dale.
So the ball comes out quickly to BJ Harding, goes towards centre wing. That's a great kick as Rolo comes up and takes the mark. Kyle Rolo now delivers the ball to the half-forward line. Kick wasn't good. Bowden couldn't take the mark. Barton is there. He cleans up. Oh, he went one way, then got tackled from behind. Brought down pretty heavily there. Fulton was the tackler. Kick from the Bell Post Hill player was out of bounds in the full, but he was already over, so it won't matter. And there's going to be a ball in to take place in between centre wing and half-forward line. For this time back at Bannockburn's attacking into the ground. Timmy Barton's a bit sore from that tackle. He will rebuild himself. He'll be back, don't worry, and stronger. Ball at the front of the contest. Fantella from the contest. Kicks the ball into the half-forward line. Costello, great hands, comes out. And he takes the mark and continues to go. Puts it back towards Ettridge. He's had the better of Smith at this stage. And again, he bodies himself in there. He works those one-on-one contests very nicely.
So strong and balanced, isn't he?
And he's taken a pretty good mark down there. And he's about 25 out and pretty close to directly in front. And we'll go back and kick for goal number 5 for himself and regain the lead for Bell Post Hill.
The biggest problem for Peter Riccardi is the fact that he's only had about 6 touches. So Dylan Smith's doing all right, but he's got 5-6 goals kicked on him. Do you move him and who do you put on him?
No, he took quality over quantity. You can't... Oh, there's a siren. So he's going to go back.
Go back. Good. See, that's a thinking
footy
football.
smarts, yeah.
Go back, compose yourself. Now you know you can't run around, not that he would have anyway. And now he has another shot. A lot of people just keep going with that distraction and miss the goal. Let's hope he kicks it.
Well, if you just moved to our region this year, you had 9 kicks in the grand final last year for 6 straight goals.
Another one
Look
there.
at that.
Look at that.
Joe Netheridge has got his 5th goal of the afternoon, and Bell Post Hill now their 7th. So they're 7 goals, 6, and that is 48 at half-time. They will lead Bannockburn on 6-6-42. Goal kickers to this stage of the game, Bell Post Hill 7, Jay Netheridge was 5, 1 each to Fantella and Barlow. And for Bannockburn, Fulton with 3, 1 each to Knott, Jarks and Miles. So at half-time, a 1-goal margin to Bell Post Hill in a pretty close contest. Going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll go through the first half here at Myers Reserve. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.